Last night at Coors Field, the Giants won Game 2 of the series by playing long ball with 3 home runs and getting some spectacular defense from shortstop Brandon Crawford. Today, Tim Hudson returns to the rotation and takes the ball looking to get a series win for the Orange and Black over their NL West rivals. It's the final game of the series. Giants Rockies next. Day baseball here in Denver as the Giants and Rockies will wrap up this 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, each team has won a game in this series. The winner today will win the series. And the Giants are going to hand the ball to Tim Hudson, and they're going to welcome Tim Hudson back.
Well, indeed they are. And if you look on what the Giants have done this year in day games, they're 13-4. If you look at what they've done the last game of the series, they're 10-4. So you figure throwing the ball to Hudson, who's been money every time he's gone out there, it's going to be automatic. But hard to believe he's never won a game here at Coors Field. In 6 starts, he's 0-2 with an ERA in the 7. Today, they hope to get him in the win column, and they hope that he's nice and healthy. And
Buster Posey will do the catching, so he is back in the lineup. Tyler Colvin is in left field. Stay tuned. We will take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do all of that right after this.
Trivia is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazin' Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
You're looking inside of Coors Field as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily starting Friday the 23rd. 71 degrees here at the Yard. Winds at 10 miles per hour. You can see the humidity at 46%. And there are some storms all around the area, and there is a severe thunderstorm watch all afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the lineup that'll be facing Jorge De La Rosa. And this lineup is brought to you by Coors Light. It'll be Pagan, Pence, and then Buster Posey back in the lineup. And Buster Posey does very well here. Morse will be the cleanup hitter, then Sandoval and Hicks. Crawford will hit 7th, Colvin 8th, and Hudson 9th.
On the mound today for the Colorado Rockies will be Jorge De La Rosa. De La Rosa, 32-year-old veteran, 6'1", 215-pounder. Take a look at what he has done in 9 starts, 5-3 with a 4.14 ERA. You take your at-bats against De La Rosa, you're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball. He will 2 and 4-seam the fastball. He's got a curveball, a slider, changeup. Very slow worker. And he has had some magic against the Giants, 9-5 lifetime against them, but especially here at Coors Field, where he has gone 6-1 with a 3.62 ERA against San Francisco. And he has won his last 3 decisions against the Giants. Let's take a look at who's playing behind De La Rosa today, starting in the Rockies outfield from left to right. It'll be Dickerson, Blackmon, and Kadire. Tulowitzki and Arenado on the left side of the infield, LeMahieu and Morneau on the right side. Bolin Rosario will be in the squad, putting down the sides. No Carlos Gonzalez today, as he has a problem with his finger that has kept him out of the ballgame.
Some changes after the injuries last night. Santiago Casilla, he is on the disabled list. He could miss 4 weeks. George Cantos is here. He arrived this morning. And Matt Cain, a grade A hamstring strain, and that will be evaluated as we move along for the next 2 or 3 or 4 up until his next start.
Matt Cain moving about. It looks normal if you see him walking through the clubhouse. So between the 2 injuries, his a lot more mild of a hamstring strain than what you saw with Casilla. But they're really going to wait and see how it responds in the next couple days, and hopefully it's not a bad one, and that he can indeed make his next start on Monday.
So Pagan has been introduced. As De La Rosa is about to throw the first pitch of this game.
He is in no hurry. Possibly the worst getaway starting pitcher in America, simply because he takes a lot of time to throw.
And the first pitch is underway at 1:12, so that's 2 minutes late. With Pence to follow. And this is bounced right back to De La Rosa, who spears it, and he will throw out Pagan. Nice play. Could very well have been a base hit if he didn't come up with it. But he squares up pretty good after he releases. And here's Hunter Pence. Pence had 286. He hit a home run last night. He's got 15 driven in. With Buster Posey on deck. Just underway here at Coors Field. And the first pitch to Pence is outside. This is the home run he hit last night. First pitch he saw in this at bat from Chacin.
You saw the reaction from Chacin as soon as he threw it. He knew it was going out.
2-0. Pence does have a couple of lifetime home runs off of De La Rosa. He's also got a couple of doubles. He's 5 for 19. There's Buster Posey.
And we've seen this happen before with De La Rosa. He could be rocking along pretty good rhythm, and then all of a sudden, whoop!
But you got to get him when he does that.
He'll lose his release point. He'll create a lot of hitter counts. He'll walk people. He'll hit people. He can get wild.
And that's a 4-pitch walk.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys of the game. And the Giants will welcome back Buster Posey to their lineup after missing a couple of games because of a irritation to his lower back. So that is a key, getting him back in the game. And number 2, how about a first win for Tim Hudson? Hard to believe, 6 starts here. He's 0-2 with a 7+ ERA. So we need to get rid of that. Need to get him a win. So those are our Nissan keys of the game.
278, 7 home runs, 23 driven in for Buster Posey. Pence with his lead. And that's a ball. That's Jim Reynolds. Jim Reynolds a little tight maybe?
Very tight. He will give some belt high strikes. He will give low strikes at the bottom of the strike zone. You just don't get many corner strikes. And he can be frustrating for pitchers.
Posey on the ground to third. Arenado's got it. This could be a pair, and it will be a pair. And that'll end the inning. So the double play goes around the horn. Rockies are coming up. And the lineup that Hudson will be facing, it's a good one. It'll be Blackmon to lead things off, followed by Kadire and then Tulowitzki. And you can see Tulowitzki's splits against lefties and righties. Morneau will be in the cleanup spot, then Arenado, Dickerson, and Rosario. LeMahieu 8th, and of course De La Rosa 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the 3-time All-Star Tim Hudson, scheduled to make his 9th start today. Been the Giants' best and most consistent starter so far, logging 7+ innings in 7 of his 8 starts, while also allowing 2 earned runs or fewer in 7 of those 8. He scratched his last outing against Miami because of a left hip strain that he suffered against the Dodgers. And he has been very, very good. You'll see a fastball in the low 90s that he will sink and cut. A lot of sinkers, a lot of ground balls. There's 47% humidity in the air today, which should give him some help getting his ball to move, to sink. He's also got a slider, a curveball. He'll throw a split and a changeup. Lifetime at the big league level, 209 wins, 113 losses, and a lifetime ERA of 3.42. He does not have a win in this ballpark.
And here's Blackmon. Blackmon went 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts last night. He does have good history against Hudson. He's 5 for 8 with a double. On deck is Kadire. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2.
Good changeup.
Might have got a piece of it, but held on by Buster Posey. Those are the numbers that I just mentioned. Down low. No swing. 1 and 2.
A little back foot breaking ball.
That made him think.
Adam Hamari, the third base umpire, making the no swing. Oh, absolutely made him think.
Chopped. Hicks on the run. Morris digs it out. Got him. Nice play by Hicks and Morris.
Well, we'll make it our Ford right choice. Why not? And getting better than that. You're going to see a lot of ground balls from Hudson. This high 2-hopper to the backhand, and a lot of momentum going away from his bag. And Hicks, with that strong arm, manages to get over there on 1-hop, and not an easy 1-hop for Michael Morse. He stays with it to the backhand, gobbles it up, and they get Blackmon, and that is our Ford right choice.
So here's Kadire. Kadire looks at a strike. His first start coming off the DL was Tuesday, and he went 0 for 4, 1 for 4 in the game last night.
He is the leader of this Rockies team.
And he takes this one a bit wide with Tulowitzki on deck.
We're watching Hudson throw right now, and really no concern at all. His hip seems to be free. He's finishing his pitches off nicely, and he's locating well.
This is hooked foul down the left field line into the seats.
Take a look at his motion. Very compact, upright, centers down, drop and drive. Gets a very nice release point out in front of his plant foot. And he can repeat that motion time and time and time again, which is why he has always been a control pitcher with all of his pitches.
Tap to Morris, and that's a foul ball. So Kadire had a pretty good idea that was not going to be fair.
Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Tim Hudson today, starting in the Giants outfield from left to right. It'll be Colvin, Pagan, and Pence. That's your outfield. Crawford and Sandoval will be patrolling the left side of the infield. Hicks and Morse on the right side. Buster Posey back in the lineup. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Kadire out swinging. 2 down.
And that's a good hard slider right there. Set up in the outside corner, and when you can get Kadire to go out of the strike zone on a breaking ball, you made a good pitch. Again, free and easy, and that left hip does not look to be a problem at all.
Tulowitzki took it 0 for last night. Had 1 hit on Tuesday. And a breaking ball for a strike. He's 4 for 17 against Hudson lifetime.
That's a good breaking ball. That is a quick one.
Humidity, I'm telling you.
Well, it helps.
And a scud, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Too much pine tar.
Be careful. Morneau would hit if Tulowitzki reaches. And the 1-1 is popped into shallow right field. This could be trouble, and it is trouble. So Tulowitzki bloops one into right.
Is that a magic one-do hit?
That's a one-do, baby.
Good hard slider that Tulowitzki just catches off the tip of the bat. Drops a little flare. We talked about how hot he has been in this ballpark. It has been unbelievable. When he came here, he was hitting .571 in the year. Giants are pitching pretty tough here. Good pitch. Just dropped the magic one-do on it. A little Texas leaguer down the right field side and puts himself on first base with 2 outs.
Here's Morneau hitting .321 overall. And he takes the first pitch wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Morneau took an 0 for 3 yesterday. His biggest at bat came on Tuesday night in the 9th. The Giants with that lead, and he drew a leadoff walk. Wide again, 2-0. Hicks is playing out in shallow right field. And it's wide, 3-0. The way Hudson's going at Morneau, it almost looks like he doesn't want to pitch to him.
Well, he knows him. I mean, Morneau 4 for 14 lifetime. He does have a big fly against him. And he's never walked him.
There's a strike. Well, maybe that's the spot he's trying to hit, and he missed. Not this time. It's 3-1.
There you see the numbers. Double to go along with a home run in those 4 hits he's got against Hudson.
And the walk. Well, the other thing too, Mike, is it's the first time he's thrown out of the stretch. So here's Arenado. Arenado had 3 hits on Tuesday. Got shut down in 4 at-bats last night. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. It looks like Hudson's got Jim Reynolds on his side.
Well, it's nice to have a reputation like Hudson has as being a control guy. And I think when you have that type of reputation, umpires come into the game and they're looking for strikes. He swung.
He did swing. They're going to say he didn't swing on that?
And Bruce Bochy's going to come out and say, hey, he did swing.
And Bill Miller.
That's a swing.
That is absolutely a swing.
I mean, no doubt it hits him, but if you swing and it hits you, it's a strike.
Well, Bill Miller's got a nasty stare going right now to the manager.
Well, the manager's got a nasty stare going at Bill Miller. Dueling stank eye. See the reaction. I mean, no doubt it hit him, and it hit him pretty well. And Hudson saying, wait a second, he swung. And Bochy says the same thing. Looking right down at Bill Miller, saying, what are you looking at? Not a reviewable call. So you move on. And think about all the starts that Hudson has had, the bad luck that he has had here, and it's little things like that that create opportunity. And it's a break that goes against you.
Corey Dickerson, who's a good bench player for these Rockies. He's hitting .344. He's never faced Hudson before. And here he looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. Tulowitzki at third, Morneau at second. Arenado is at first. And that fastball is high. So Hudson in a jam. He's at the belt. And it's just outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1.
And this becomes a big pitch. And you notice he's missing the same spot. Up and away to lefties. It was problematic for him facing Morneau, and it has become problematic facing Dickerson.
So this pitch has to be a strike. Dickerson knows it. And it's 3-2.
That's perfect. A little sinker on the outside corner at the knees. I mean, this is nailing right where he wants to go. He's turning that thing over, and that's got good two-seam movement running away from Dickerson. And you can see he just shaved that outside corner. And that's a heck of a 3-1 pitch when you absolutely have to throw a strike.
Runners will be on the move. And he fouls it out of play. He went out there again. Nice catch.
Let's see. Did the fan make a nice catch? Oh, yeah, not bad. Some talent here in Denver.
So it remains 3-2, and Hudson's got to come back in again. On the ground, Morris. And this will end the inning. Rockies leave him loaded. We'll head to the second. 0-0.
Minnesota Twins Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday, May 24th, 7:05 start is Cap Night presented by Dignity Health. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Giants 70s logo baseball cap. And on Sunday, which is a 1:05 start, first 20,000 fans will receive a Giants barbecue apron courtesy of Johnsonville. Tickets are still available for the entire Twins weekend series. If you need tickets, go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
So Morris will lead things off, followed by Sandoval. And then Hicks. And a broken back grounder to Arenado. Morris is retired on one pitch. Time for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. Last night, Sandoval, opposite field home run off of Jolice Chacin. It happened in the 6th inning.
His last 2 home runs have been opposite field home runs.
And Sandoval looks at a strike.
He's definitely got his swing back from the left side, but has not yet quite absolutely locked it in from the right side.
High and deep to left. This baby is out of here. And Sandoval at first stopped because he thought it was foul. All the Rockies think it's foul. And Adam Hamari seems to be the only one that thinks it is fair. And Walt Weiss is going to have him take a look at this.
And that is a reviewable play. And
all the fans down the left field line are pointing that it was foul. Sandoval didn't help his cause by stopping.
And it is foul. Close, but that'll come back.
Well, that angle, it almost looks like you lose the ball behind the pole. This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
The wind here right before game time shifted coming out of the east, and it really affected this fly ball. Did that go behind?
No, I don't think it did.
I don't think it did either. I think it's foul.
I mean, this is the one that...
Although maybe those guys back in New York are listening to the broadcasters. That's fair by 5 feet. Absolutely. This is the shot we saw where we thought it was foul.
Pablo's going to get a chance to hit again.
But that wind definitely cost him a home run.
I think it did.
And that's the best right-handed swing we've seen him have in a while. I'm a little surprised this has taken as long as it has taken. There is a little pressure today on both clubs to try and score early with the threat of rain all around the Denver area. Yeah, you can see the white mark right there on the foul pole, which would tell you that it is definitely foul.
Yeah.
It's on the foul side of the foul pole.
Well, we need to stop doing these jobs for these guys in New York. Just need to stay quiet. In a lot of ways, I thought that was fair.
Oh, yeah, it's fair.
Or
no
if
doubt.
anything, it's massively inconclusive.
Yeah. Totally inconclusive. One more look. And that totally got pushed. I mean, that got pushed about 20 feet to the foul side of the foul pole, fair pole, depending on your opinion of the pole. The longer this is going, it's giving us hope.
In all honesty, they could make it a lot quicker if they asked us.
I agree, partner.
So Sandoval was right when he stopped at first, thinking that it was foul. And he fouls this one back. 2 hours and 30, or make it 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
That's about 2 minutes too long.
Foul the other way. Hicks is on deck, 1 out. Morris bounced out to third to open up the inning. Sandoval got tired of waiting. He steps out. Now back in the 0-2 pitch. Here it is to the Panda. 1-2. Nice crowd today. Filled in very nicely. 31,000 on Tuesday, 30,000 last night. Sandoval pulls it foul, but where is it most crowded?
The bar area up on top of the right field side.
The rooftop?
The rooftop.
There it is. We got to do a game from there.
I'm totally in. That looks like fun.
Actually, let's wait till things cool off here, and then maybe we'll do a game. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sandoval skies this one out into center field. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Hicks. And we got the orange and black all over town for these last 3 days.
Yeah, good, strong Giants contingency here in Denver to see this 3-game series. We flew in. Apart from the team on Tuesday, the team came in on Sunday. Spent the off day here. There's the Steinbergs.
Here's Hicks. Hicks is 0 for 2 lifetime against De La Rosa. And he looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. That's an easy 95 from De La Rosa.
Oh, he can run it up there. He's got good stuff. Just a matter of being able to command it. That's always been his deal.
And a quick 0-2. Crawford would hit if Hicks reaches. Down low. It is just got the feel, you know it?
Like it's going to rain?
Yeah, I mean, now you wouldn't know that De La Rosa really cares about that as far as moving a little faster.
No, he could care less. He's got one way to pitch, one speed, one rhythm, and he's locking it in. Not a fun pitcher to play defense behind.
Three and two. That's the way it looks surrounding the ballpark. Giants and Rockies really got lucky last night that they didn't get hit. And the payoff, here it is to Hicks. Puts it on the ground to Arenado. And that'll end the inning. Ground ball and a fly ball will head to the bottom of the second. 0-0.
This solar company, not just any solar company, the solar company. Switch to solar and save.
No score as we head to the bottom of the second inning. And it'll be the catcher, Willeen Rosario, to lead things off. DJ LeMahieu and then De La Rosa. And a strike to Rosario. He does have a home run lifetime against Hudson, 2 for 9. He's got a home run in the series. He hit one off of Bumgarner. And this pitch is wide, and that heaves the count at a ball and a strike. And the guy brought his glove, and he is dressed out.
He's ready.
He got that uni on at about 6 this morning. Might have slept in it.
Sitting there with his pops. They both have their gloves on.
This is lined into center field. That's going to be a base hit.
So a long first inning for Hudson by Hudson standards. And just like that, he goes right back in the stretch with another little bloop. So the Rockies aren't really making great contact on him, but he's given up 2 hits on 2 bloops. But the good thing about Hudson is that he's a guy that if he gives a bloop single off the lead inning, he can get a double play just like that with the amount of balls that he can put on the ground. And that is the beauty of being a sinker baller.
LeMahieu hitting .297. And he shortens up to bunt, and he takes low. LeMahieu 1 for 6 in the series.
See the ground ball percentage for Hudson, and he ranks second in all of baseball, 61.7%.
There he gets a strike.
When the wind blows out of the east, that's when it gets nasty around here.
Tap to Sandoval. His play will be at first, and they get LeMahieu. So Rosario ends up in scoring position, and that'll bring up De La Rosa. De La Rosa is 2 for 14 on the season.
He's got a pretty good clue up there with the bat, though.
And he rolls the first one foul. Yeah, I agree.
And with a runner in scoring position, you take him very seriously. You pitch him like he's Carlos Gonzalez.
They need to turn the lights on. Outfield shallow, at least shallow by Coors Field standards. One ball and one strike. It's getting dark.
Well, that was forecasted to be here around between 2 and 3. That's when the rain was said to be the most dangerous. Blows east as it is doing now. It pushes the clouds up against the mountains.
De La Rosa on the ground, through the legs. Hicks to Hudson, and Hudson spins around, and he will not throw, and that's probably wise, because if he threw, he was going to have to be throwing on the run. By the way, nice recovery by Hicks and Hudson.
That's why you cover on everything to the right side of the field if you're a pitcher. Once he kicked over to Hicks, a nice play, and Hudson very quickly plants the foot and then looks towards third base. Rosario had visions of grandeur coming around the bag, and right here reality sets in, and it looked to me like he made contact with Stu Cole, and you cannot do that.
So here's Blackman, who bounced out to Hicks in the first inning. Swinging a bouncer foul.
Well, once that pitch is thrown, it's too late to appeal. But let's take a look at Rosario as he's coming around. Did he make contact with Stu Cole, the third base coach? And indeed he did. It was Rosario that touched Cole.
So it's no balls and one strike. And it's wide, not by much, to even the count. Kadyr's on deck. And this is hit high and foul, and it's 1-2. There's the winner. Spilled a little beer on the shirt. Not a problem. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's in tight. 2-2. A guy that likes to pitch away does have to come in every once in a while. And that was your every once in a while right there.
Here it is.
And it's rolled foul.
It's a good sinker right there.
So this is a good matchup, Hudson and Blackman. Remember, we gave you the numbers for Blackman against Hudson lifetime, now 5 for 9 after the ground out in the first. And it's pounded off his foot, and it remains 2-2. Blackman does have the guard on his right ankle, and it may very well have hit him right on that guard. If you've been banged there a couple of times without the guard, then you start wearing the guard, and then if it hits the guard, it's still going to hurt. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now Blackman will step out. Full count.
Again, tried the back foot slider, no dice. You're right about their need to turn the lights on right now.
Well, I think, Mike, you have to. I'm going to guess. I think you have to wait until
for the inning to end.
Yes. We don't want any conspiracy things going on. It's 3-2 to Charlie Blackman. And the walk. Saw an example of a veteran pitcher out on the mound.
Well, the one guy in the lineup that was giving him problems was Charlie Blackman. He had 2 bases that were open. Respected the fact that the guy in the batter's box sees you well. Don't let him beat you.
Kadire struck out in the first. And he dribbles this one foul, and it's 0-1.
Kadire lifetime against Hudson 4 for 17. So although he does have his hits, he's not like Charlie Blackman, who had an 8 for 5 coming into this ball game. 5 for 8, rather. Tough to go 8 for 5. Pretty straightaway defense.
Quick toss. Blackman's got 9 steals.
Looked like he about had a half a lean going to second base there.
Maybe going.
.44 pitches here in the second inning for Hudson. Last time he pitched, 44 pitches got him into the 5th. And a lot of time out of the stretch.
And that pitch is in tight as it runs off the plate. One ball and 1 strike. Hudson working hard here in the second. And he gets the call. It's 1-2.
Kadire did not agree with that call.
And let's see if they go back out there again. It's hit on the ground. Crawford's going to have to make a long throw, and it's going to be not in time. Coming in to score is Rosario, and it's 1-0 Colorado.
Just a tweener. Just too much speed from Blackman at first base. Second base was never an option for Crawford. It was going to have to be first base or nothing. And he did not have the time to set his feet. Gets it to a backhand, and on the run, he's got to throw cross body and just not enough arm strength to get Kadire. So the Rockies draw first blood on an infield single. 3 hits, and none of them have been hit hard.
So here's Tulowitzki, who blooped a single into right field in the first. And here he takes low. Outfield straightaway and deep for Tulowitzki.
Trying to throw that sinker up there, and Tulowitzki's not biting. And this 2-0 count now becomes a big pitch. He's got Morneau on deck, and he's got an open base to put Tulowitzki. And with 2 outs, you're never afraid to use that base. Talk about how dominant Tulowitzki has been in this ballpark this year, hitting over 500.
Pagan will drift back, and that'll end the inning. A run on 2 hits, 2 left, 1-0 Rockies. Of 2014 with the Giants. There's $14 per ticket, and you and your favorite grad can head out to AT&T Park this Friday night against the Giants, or with the Giants as they host the Twins. Use the coupon code GRAD when purchasing tickets online. It'll be Crawford, Colvin, and Hudson. 1-0 Rockies here in the third. There is a bit of a drizzle here at the ballpark. Some of the fans now starting to head underneath. There's a strike to Crawford, hitting .246.
Yeah, between innings, the grounds crew kind of came over into the Giants dugout, and they are in position to get that tarp on very quickly, and they can do it.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Loaded, ready to go.
This is popped right above us and then down below. Yeah, not a problem.
He's got 2 now.
Colvin to follow. And this is out of play.
94-mile-an-hour fastball, and really a pretty good pitch to hit. Look at the lightning in the background. That's what's coming this way. Foul ball bounces up, goes down. Had him played perfectly.
The 1-2 is low, 2-2.
Really a concern for the weather if you're Bruce Bochy, because think back last night, the Giants bullpen had to eat up 6 innings.
Crawford stays alive.
If there were a rain delay, say an hour and 15-minute rain delay, it'd be doubtful that Tim Hudson would come back, and that would mean that the bullpen would have to eat up another at least 6 innings.
Well, it worked last night.
Yeah, they did well.
You got any of those at home?
Slickers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. 3-2.
Good pitch. Yeah, 2-2 count. He had 1 pitch to kind of go out there and throw a teaser, and a lot of umpires go with that pitch and ring him up. Pretty good eyeball put on that pitch by Crawford to get to the 3-2.
Three-two pitch. Here it is. Down swinging.
Talked about the contact made by Rosario as he went around third base, and he does make contact with Stu Cole, the third base coach, but the rules say that you cannot physically assist a runner, meaning you can't stop him if he comes around. If there's contact like that, it's incidental. So in the judgment of the umpire, which he was never even contested, but the umpire never would have called interference on that play.
You can't tackle him.
You just can't tackle him or stop him or give him a shove towards home.
Here's Colvin, and there's a strike at the knees. Colvin's faced De La Rosa 3 times. He's 0 for 3.
It's great. We were checking out the hotel today. Colvin was next to me, and I said, "Hey, you having fun?" He goes, "Yes, sir, I am, sir. I'm having fun, sir." He called me sir 3 times in 1 sentence. He's definitely leading the league in sirs.
Found out how popular you are,
especially here in Denver,
especially in this town, that he dropped a sir on you.
Yeah, they love me here.
They get you for that $99 mini bar charge.
$199.
Colvin goes down to the back knee, trying to yank that one. It's 2-2.
Yeah, that's a healthy hack right there.
I tell you what, in a lot of ways, it scores points with the manager.
Yeah. You want to look like Reggie Jackson? Just drop to a knee on your back leg and leave your feet.
Got him. Came back with a 95 fastball away.
Feldman turned around and asked Jim Reynolds if that was a strike, and Reynolds shook his head no.
These guys got their slickers?
Oh, yeah. Well, they got mom. That's better than a slicker.
Here's Hudson. Hudson's 2 for 18. My prediction with those two that you just saw.
Yeah.
At some point, mom or dad's going to be sitting in between them.
In the middle?
Yep.
Yeah, so the old separation rule?
Instead of just constantly saying keep your hands off each other, they're just going to split them up.
Well, right now they're looking like friends for life. Yeah.
No, I say that's wrong. I say little guy aggravating bigger brother. One pitch to Hudson. 1-2 to Hudson. Yep. Now he's stuck in the chair. It's 2-2. Can we get Junior out of the chair?
Yeah, everywhere they go with that guy, they got to bring a wrench.
The oldest one is going to topple here in a second.
Yeah, he's counting gumwads on the floor.
Three and 2 to Hudson.
Meanwhile, it's a heck of an at bat by Tim Hudson. Getting some pitches out of De La Rosa.
Right down the middle of the plate, and that'll end the inning. De La Rosa strikes out the side. They'll split him up by the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Colorado.
Kid's an ostrich.
Is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
1-0 Rockies here at Coors Field. Justin Morneau is going to lead things off. Hey, the lights are on.
There you go.
Morneau drew a walk in the first. And he takes down low. Morneau 4 for 14 against Hudson. And this is wrapped foul. So, Mike, I want you to say, what is Dad saying right here as a father of 5?
Keep it down. Hey, 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 hey. All right, you here, sit up. You sit with me. He has to review the rules. And then his brother, Part Ostrich, is right back down there building the Gumwad Castle.
I don't know. Maybe Dad's here without Mom. There's a pitch wide. 3-1.
All right, we're good. The old man put the seatbelt rule on, and everybody's happy.
He's sitting in between them. This is foul down the left field line. Not really great for the people behind you if you've got the umbrella.
I think that group has been here before, and they are having a ball.
They are. Hit up the middle, and that'll be a base hit for Morneau. So right back into the stretch is Hudson, and Morneau with a wide turn, but he'll put on the brakes. And here's Nolan Arenado, who was hit in the first inning. Yep, they took the cover off the tarp.
Well, he's the guy calling the shots, and he is constantly in touch with the meteorologist. The accuracy about how to predict weather here, they're very, very good. And we're seeing bigger drops, and even what looks to be like hailstones coming now, and it's not going to be that far away from the tarp, I'll tell you.
Well, we've had hail. We had hail yesterday. And I think we had some hail on Tuesday as well. Outside corner, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. More fans are breaking out the umbrellas or departing their seats.
Yeah, the natives will tell you when it's coming.
Morneau being held on by Michael Morse. Dad's hanging in there. And another strike. I don't think Arenado's agreeing with that. This little guy's. Uh-oh. Come on, come on.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, check the Gumwad Castle.
Leave the gum here. That's a great age. It just brings back so many memories.
Hit into center field, a base hit. So back-to-back singles here in the third.
You know, it really is amazing. We talked about 6 lifetime starts that Hudson has here with an ERA in the 7s, and he's never won here. And it's kind of the way it goes. I mean, you're going to have one place where you go out and just drop your glove, you're going to get a win. You're going to have another place you just don't get breaks. And the weird part about it is it's not just one game. It can be a whole career.
That's a fact.
For me, it was the Astrodome. It's tough to get wins in that place. Other teammates go out there, pitch 5, give up 7, win. Not a problem. But everything that Hudson has done today, I mean, he's given up 5 hits. 1 has been hit well, and that was the 2-strike single by Morneau this inning.
So here's Dickerson, who bounced out on a 3-2 count with the bases loaded. in the first inning. Yeah, they're telling us people in the upper deck and the rock pile have been advised to take cover. Lightning. And that's why they're headed to the exits. Any notes about what to do in the broadcast booth? Here's Dickerson, and he lifts one into left center field. Colvin on the move. He'll make the catch. And now bluffing a tag was Morneau. 1 out.
Oh, non-productive out. Dickerson taking a slow walk back to the Rockies dugout. Looked a little perplexed why nobody advanced on that long out to left field, and I think he's got a pretty good beef.
So here's Rosario, who singled in the second and scored the only run in this game. And he takes low. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Watch the runner's movement here. Morneau got back to the bag and bluffed. Now they know Coleman's got a pretty good arm. But as he gets off the bag and he sees that ball was behind him, it should have been just an easy take at third base. And Colvin threw to the right bag because his main concern was to keep the force in order at first base and not let Arenado move up.
And that's hit foul down the right field line.
When you have a sinker baller out there like Hudson, you always want to keep that runner at first base.
Morneau at second. Arenado at first. On the ground, it could be a pair. Shovel to Hicks. Hicks to Morris. And that'll end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. 4th inning coming up. And the top of the order for the Giants. Dry here, not so much as the ground crew has come out, and they're going to put the tarp on the field. And I don't think it's so much so that it's raining that hard. I think they're expecting a lot to come in, and I think they're also worried a little bit about the lightning.
Well, understandably so, because during the break we saw a very close bolt and a huge rack of thunder that just exploded. So hey, the storm is upon us. Once the lightning hit, the umpire said, "That's it."
Bill Miller's not a fan of lightning.
No. Get your rubber spikes on.
Neither is Stan Hawk.
Stan Javier, we were talking about last night when we were in Atlanta. He was in center field. Giants were on defense, and lightning struck Turner Field, and we saw Stan Javier go from first base to the dugout in less than 2 seconds.
He was a blur. Like I said, it's not raining very hard, but I'm sure they have some information that is telling them, the grounds crew, that things are not good around the ballpark. But I mean, we could see that. If you start telling the fans to get out of the upper deck because of the lightning, although the people in the rooftop clearly didn't get that memo,
well,
because they are hanging. Now the people in the rock pile, yeah, but you move over a little bit and you see the rooftop and all the activity going up there. No, they're not leaving.
well, those guys lobbied for that position at the bar. They're not leaving. Basic rooftop rules.
Yeah, he who gets there first stays no matter what.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll chat a little bit and let you know that here it's 1-0 Rockies.
Maybe September, October, but not May.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Tommy Kahnle, the new pitcher now for Colorado, the 6'1", 230-pound rookie. He's 24 years old. And the Rockies got this guy in a Rule 5 draft. And he has got a good arm. We have been impressed with the fastball we've seen from him. It goes low to mid-90s. He's got he'll cut the fastball. He's got a good hard slider and a changeup. And he just hasn't had great command yet. If he ever got the ability to control that changeup off of the 96-mile-an-hour fastball, this guy could be their closer. That's the type of stuff that he has. Kahnle pitched in last night's ball game, but as big and strong as he is, not a problem going a couple innings today, or at least trying to.
Hey, they're back, and the little guy's pooped out.
Yep, he's gone.
Dad covered him up in the garbage bag, and he's.
That's great.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know the arm rest right there. I don't think that's too soft if you're going to take a swing.
You know, but he's at an age where you can be completely comfortable in a hard plastic bench with a metal armrest for your pillow. Not a problem. Happy as can be.
Oh my goodness.
When you run out of gas, you run out of gas.
I may look like that about the 8th.
Well, that'll be you on the ride home, no doubt. We may not even get off the runway.
So here's Pagan as we're going to return to the action. Pagan against De La Rosa hit a sharp comebacker and was retired. Here he shoots this one on the ground to Tulowitzki. And Pagan's retired, 1 out. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence. Giants do not have a hit. Pence was the only base runner against De La Rosa. And that was a walk. So we have an hour and 22-minute rain delay. As here's Pence. It's also the first time in all the years that you and I have been broadcasting that they asked us to leave the booth because of a tornado warning. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2.
Good hard slider.
Hunter Pence.
But it did allow us the opportunity to eat some ballpark food, which we're very good at.
Yeah, while we were walking.
You don't have to be seated to have a hot dog.
Pence drives one to right. Moving back is Kadair, and it is out of here. And in a lot of ways, it looked like kind of an emergency swing, but it was up and it was gone. And this game is tied.
It's always been the hot part of Coors Field, and with one swing of the bat, Tim Hudson is off the hook. And this is a strong man's home run. You have a strong top hand, you can stay flat above the letters and backspin it out the opposite way. That is an impressive swing of the bat. Almost like he took his eyes off it.
So here's Buster Posey, and he fouls one down the right field line and out of play. Buster not wasting any time. If that ball's a few feet to the right, it's going to hit off the wall.
Hey, wake up. Hunter Pence just went deep.
Swing and a miss to Buster Posey. Nothing in 2.
Good changeup. Let's take a look at the tomahawk and where it went. And Kadair simply runs out of room, and it's about 10-12 feet past the fence line. So, hey, opposite field again for Hunter Pence.
Take it in tight to Posey. 1 and 2. Michael Morris on deck. Now David Huff is getting loose. And Posey out swinging. 2 down here in the 4th. And here's Morris. Morris bounced out to Arenado, leading off the 2nd. And that's a high breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Sandoval's on deck. Foul on a wicked swing. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pablo Sandoval awaits. Tommy Kahnle's a max guy. I mean, he's going to come at you with 100% effort on every pitch.
Close. 2 balls and a strike.
Which he could take a little off and probably have a little bit better command. But guys that throw 95, 96, they don't like giving up 2 or 3 miles per hour to bring him into the 92, 93 miles per hour range.
Nope. High again.
There's so much more macho on a 96 mile an hour fastball than a 92.
And you would know that from your younger year.
Well, people talk about 96. They don't really talk about 92.
And that's ball 4. So that's a 2-out walk. Yep. You can't eat that stuff in the rain.
Yeah, and whatever you do, do not eat the paper. Stop at the paper.
Sandoval hit a fly ball to center field in the 2nd. And he wraps us into the gap in right center field. This is hit very well, and it bounces up against the wall. Here comes Morris. Tulowitzki make that. LeMahieu will not throw, and it's 2-1 Giants.
Well, that's as fast as we've seen Morris run. With 2 outs, he's going to get a good at bat. Pablo Sandoval continues to scald, especially from the left side. They played him slightly towards the left center field gap, so he hits it completely away from Blackman. Deep into the right center field gap. There, triples alley. And watch Morris go. 2 outs, good jump. And Tim Flannery says, keep chugging, big fella. And what was he saying as he was going down the line?
My butt's on the line, my butt's on the line.
Tim Flannery. So, a slide. And Gregor Blanco says, I got to rub a little life into you.
So here's Hicks. So the 2-out walk comes back to hurt Kahnle, and now Hicks has got a shot to knock in Sandoval. And he's going to sky one to right, but it's in the park. And it's going to be Kadire who puts it away, and that'll end the inning. Hunter Pence with his 5th of the year. He goes the other way. Check out this swing. Yeah. It's bye-bye baby, and it's 2-1 Giants. It's time for a Change Things Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
David Huff coming into the game for the 12th time. Take a look at the numbers for Huff. 1-0 with a 3.55 ERA. He's a 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. His fastball will go low 90s. And he will throw anything at any time.
And Huff's first fastball is high. Jolice Chacin is on deck. There's a foul back. LeMahieu bounced out to Sandoval in the second inning. So just one inning for Kinley. Uh-oh.
Do not eat the paper.
This little guy on the right is going to get close to that. So we're going to foul back again, 1 and 2.
Yeah, and you're right. It is going to be one inning for Canely, and we know that Canely threw last night. I think he had 25 pitches in his outing last night, so that was the whole idea, is for him to go out there and throw the one pitch. You see Nick Massett, the veteran right-hander, getting heated up.
Chacin and then Charlie Blackmon due to hit here in the fourth. This is lifted to right. Pence moving over. Wind messing with him a little bit, but he makes the catch. And that'll bring up Chacin. Well, what did Chacin do yesterday? He was 0 for 2.
Well, he's got a good hack. He knows what he's doing up there. And the Rockies do have 5 guys on the bench in body, but Carlos Gonzalez has a sore finger, so he's basically scratched. It leaves Walt Weiss with a 4-man bench. And he's thinking he may need some moves later on, so he's going to throw up a good hitting pitcher.
Oh for 1 with a walk is a pinch hitter. And now 1 for 2 with a pinch hitter. And that'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. Well, we went from cotton candy to French fries.
Oh yeah, just keep it going. One thing that you will never run out of at a ballpark are food options.
Here's Blackmon, and he takes a strike.
Nice knee-high strike outside corner.
Kadire is on deck. Good pitch. Nothing in 2.
Nailed it again. I think with Chacin at first base, David Huff doesn't really have to spend a whole lot of attention. Just make sure you check, look at him, make sure you stop, then go and put the rest of your focus on Charlie Blackmon. Charlie Blackmon's still looking for a breaking ball.
Hicks will back up, and because of that, they can only get 1. If he doesn't back up, he's going to get an in-betweener, and then you never know what's going to happen.
Well, that was not an easy play. I mean, that thing came up on him. And he's thinking, too, and he knew he had to charge it because of the speed of Blackmon. Now, once he charges it, he gets caught in the no man's land in between, and he manages to stay with the high bounce coming up on him. Chacin almost got hit in the head.
You better get down. Kadire had an infield hit to knock in the Rockies' only run in the second. Lifetime against Huff. He's faced Huff 18 times. He's 2 for 18 with a home run. perfect spot.
He's just pounding the knee-high location. Inside to a righty, outside to a lefty, inside to a lefty, outside to a righty. Makes no difference.
Blackman has got 9 steals. He's been thrown out 3 times, so you might see him go, especially with Kadire now behind 0-2. Down and in, 1-2. Tulowitzki would hit if Kadire extends the inning. Outside, 2-2. Two runs on 2 hits for the Giants, a run on 6 hits for the Rockies. Hudson pitched in and out of trouble in every inning. Did allow the 1 run on the second. Kadire, big bouncer into right field, a base hit. Blackman will get to third easily.
And we've seen Michael Kadire do that a lot, especially in 2-strike situations. Just gear his at bat to right field. He knows there's a big hole there with the first baseman holding a runner on it. That's just great bat control. And that's what good hitters do, especially with 2 strikes. An easy take a third for Charlie Blackman, and they set it up for the big fella, Tulowitzki.
So Tulowitzki's never faced Huff before. Hit a bloop single in the first and then hit a fly ball to Pagan in the second. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Huff sets right at the letters, and it's low. Trying to get Tulowitzki to chase that. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Fastball changeup combination. Soft stuff away, hard stuff in. Tulowitzki, you know where the kill zone is. It's between the knees and the letters, and it's middle away. He loves mistakes up.
Two and one on the high fastball. Morneau is on deck. Now Morneau has got some pretty good numbers against Huff, even though he is a left-handed hitter. 6 for 19 with 4 doubles. Three and one.
Got an open base. You got a left-handed hitter, Morneau on deck.
Yeah, I doubt this is going to be a get-it-in fastball.
In your mind, it's a 1-2 pitch, not a 3-1 pitch.
Lined foul down the left field line.
And he got that ball up the bat just a little bit. Middle in, just jammed him a bit. He pulled the trigger on it, yanked it foul.
Kadire now will be on the move, 3 and 2. Runner goes, and that's ball 4.
That's not a bad pitch. They know that Tulowitzki will chase high. We've seen him do that in this series. And Buster Posey going to come out now and calm down David Huff just a bit. Reassure him that the pitch he threw was the one they wanted. So he used up the only base that he had, and now he's going to go out to the left-handed hitting Morneau. You stay away from a guy who's hitting over 500 in his ballpark. That is good game management.
As I mentioned, Morneau 6 for 19 lifetime with 4 doubles. He had a hit in the 3rd inning off of Hudson. And here he pops it up. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Buster Posey with Morris bumping up against him, and that'll end the inning. 2 big fellas, side retired.
Area is brought to you by Subaru. Test drive the 2014 Outback at your local Subaru retailer or visit Subaru.com to learn more.
Giants with a 2-1 lead. You just joined us. Hour and 22-minute rain delay. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
New pitcher now for the Rockies will be the veteran right-hander Nick Massett. Massett, 32 years old, 6'5", 235-pounder. He's a 7-year veteran and really has been a good story, a feel-good story for these Rockies this year after having missed the last 2 years with a shoulder problem and back in the big leagues now. And he's throwing good again. It's low to mid-90s fastball. He will sink. He will cut the fastball. A good curveball and a split. As you see Morse and Posey talk about the play that ended the inning for the Rockies with the bases loaded.
Here's Crawford, who looks at a strike. De La Rosa in 3 innings struck out 3. He got Crawford once. Crawford with a base hit up the middle. Here's the play, Mike, that ended the inning. Remember, Buster Posey's missed the last 2 games with some irritation in his back. So how do you think this feels?
Well, not good. He took an elbow to the ear, but he does somehow manage to hang on to the ball. So the Giants get out of it.
They got to get out of this town.
Yeah, this town has been hard on them.
Here's Colvin. Colvin struck out against De La Rosa in the 3rd. Crawford with a good lead. And Colvin A mighty swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Huff is on deck. Look out. Ooh. Ooh, that got somebody. My goodness. This is the second night now we've seen something like that happen.
Now everybody on the field is looking at it. I think it may have hit an elderly woman. And it is very hard as a ball player to continue when there's that type of concern in the stands. Because all of a sudden your concentration is not in the game, it's in the stands to the welfare of the fan that got hit. It happened in last night's ball game. And after the game, all the players wanted to know was how that person was.
So it's 0-2 to Tyler Colvin with Crawford at first. And it's low and in.
Massa thought he had a strike. He shook his head. Just a little bit inside for Jim Reynolds' strike zone. He doesn't have big corners. Reynolds will give you a low strike. He'll give you a belt high strike. You just don't get a lot of width with his strike zone.
One and two. Low 2-2. Bruce Bochy said he might have to use different strategy with long relievers hitting. I think you and I need different strategy with long relievers hitting.
What do you think?
Just not talk about it.
Yeah. You think that was a broadcaster's jinx?
No, I don't, but it was just so odd that it happened.
Yeah, that was weird when Santiago Casilla got hurt last night. We were talking about the injuries that had happened to David Huff here earlier this year, what had happened to Dan Runsler a few years ago in Milwaukee. And no sooner did we get that story out, Casilla hits a ground ball up the middle, tries to beat it out, and pulls a hamstring.
He's rolling around in foul territory. So we're just going to announce Huff is just the hitter. The 2-2. Double play ball. LeMahieu shovels it to Tulowitzki, and that's going to end the inning. Check that. 2 down. This is what we're talking about.
I mean, he'd had a good at bat. He got to a 2-strike count, hits a ground ball right up the middle, and he's trying to get a hit. And right there at the end, he goes down, and when he reacts this way, and the way that he was taken off the field, we thought it was a grade 4 hamstring pull, which is the separation of the hamstring from the bone. And that could be the end of a season. As it turned out, it was downgraded to a level 2, grade 2 hamstring pull. Which is still, it's a serious leg injury, but the difference between 2 and 4 is night and day. No surgery involved in this one. Look out.
Yeah, apparently said hit it that way. Yeah, Matt Caines was a grade 1. So it's 0-2 to Huff. Huff went around, although I don't think he did. But Bruce Bochy's not going to complain. Nolan Arenado is going to lead things off. Here, the Giants lead 2-1.
area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, it's a 2-1 lead for the Giants. Arenado, Dickerson, Rosario facing David Huff, who pitched his way out of trouble in the 4th. The Rockies, through 4 innings, have stranded 9. They've left the bases loaded twice.
Completely happy. It's my dad.
Arenado was with a single off of Hudson in the 3rd inning. Here he shoots one to right, so he's got another hit.
Yeah, he's got a swing back.
It's time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag CSN Bay Area Fan Photo, name and hometown, for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. And it's brought to you by AT&T. So that's Anthony and Brittany Ramirez of Modesto, and they are shark fishing in the bay. I wonder if they took that when the Marlins were here.
We were marlin fishing at AT&T.
Here's Dickerson. Dickerson takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Dickerson is 0 for 2. And he fouls this one off of the top of the glove of Buster Posey.
Think about Huff. I mean, he's more of a fly ball strikeout guy than he is a ground ball guy. I think his best pitches to get a ground ball are his breaking balls.
I used to say that about Barry Zito.
Yeah, a lot of similarities. His fastball has a natural cut to it, not a natural sink.
Good pitch. It's now 1-2. Arenado with 1 steal. Foul back. Dickerson probably would like to have that one back.
Fastball away. He came right back in on the hands with the fastball on the 1-2 count. Got himself a souvenir. Yeah, he gave it up. Nice going.
And Dickerson chasing that high fastball at 93, fouls it straight back.
Posey staying with the fastball. He knows Huff's got a good one.
Get on the ground, and that's going to roll into the outfield for a base hit. Arenado's going for 3. Here's the throw, and Sandoval keeps it close, and that'll put runners at the corners with nobody out. We'll see now, base hit.
A changeup, just a little reach and pull, and he finds that hole on the right side of the infield. So Dave Righetti going to come out and talk about the situation as to how they want to pitch for it. Do you want to pitch for the double play? Do you want to try and pitch for the strikeout? An easy scamper to third for Arenado. And the Rockies have it set up.
Well, in this place, you limit the damage if you can. Rosario singled in the second and then hit into a double play in the third. And he bounces this one to Hicks. Hicks is going to step on the bag, and that's a double play, and this game is tied.
And they will gladly take that. The way that the Rockies can put up a crooked number and have a big inning against you, first and third, nobody out, you'll give up a tying run to get that double play.
Well, the problem with this place is there are so many hits available out there that if you can stop it and just give up one run, absolutely. Here's LeMahieu. LeMahieu fouls it out of play. Yep, I got it. I'm the man.
All right, grab some pine neat.
Sit down.
Let's take a look and see if he is indeed the man. He is the man. He could take another lap.
We'll give him that one, right? Starting to rain. Barnes is on deck. Rain's fine. If we see some lightning, Bill Miller is out of here. There's a line drive to right, and Hunter Pencil put it away, and that'll end the inning. A run on 2 hits through 5. It's a 2-2 ball game.
Your Giants pride even at the beach? Well, now you can with the 2014 Giants Beach Towel. Tell them all about it, Kruk and Kite.
All right, Hunter, that's what we're going to do. Spend your Memorial Day at AT&T Park as the Giants take on the Cubs. It's on the 26th. It is day baseball in the city, and the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a Giants patriotic beach towel, and it's courtesy of Bank of America. So visit sfgiants.com/tickets to come on out to the yard, as here's Pagan, and Pagan takes a strike. It's starting to rain, and there is rain coming in, and it's going to be like this all day.
You know, the Giants really have been pretty fortunate so far this year. They haven't had to deal with rain delays.
So what does that mean? Stop complaining? Or if the tone was like I was complaining?
No.
Kind of.
Just kind of counting the blessings that they've had so far. You are going to get a few a year.
Tap foul. I can't remember, though, the last time we had a rain delay here.
It's been a while. There was golf ball size hail earlier here at the ballpark during the tornado warning and the storm that stopped this ball game for over an hour the first time.
Pagan, slow roller. And this is going to be a tough play, and Pagan's going to beat it out. And that should be an infield hit, and he'll take it.
If it's not, something's wrong. Just right up the line. A swing and bunt, and that's one you see when you're running past it. And as Massick comes over trying to barehand it, figuring that's his only chance, can't come up with it. So the Giants get a leadoff runner for the second inning in a row. That's when you find out who your good mutters are.
Here's Pence, and Pence takes a strike. Take a look at what Hunter Pence is doing.
Yeah, 9-game hitting streak. Hit 471 with 3 big flies. And that's how he goes. When he gets hot, he can streak.
Up the middle, LeMahieu flips it to Tulowitzki, and that's a double play. Nice play, very similar to what the Giants did last night. And that's the only way you're going to get Pence.
Well, LeMahieu gets down with a low flip going to his knees. I mean, that's really the brilliance of the play. And once he got it to Tulowitzki, he does the rest with the low flip. But DJ LeMahieu coming up with the play of the game. Wow.
Here's Buster Posey.
It's the big leagues.
Way outside to Buster Posey. On deck is Michael Morse. And a breaking ball for a strike. There's Morse. Posey hit that right off the end of the bat, and it's now 1-2.
Nice little cutter in that outside corner. I never liked hitting in the rain because you could hear the rain hit the helmet. It was loud. Very distracting. And the raindrops are starting to get fat.
Out of play. Umpires will watch a lot of different things to see or to think about shutting it down, including how the players are reacting to it. Posey dribbles it foul. You can see he dries his bat off. And also the top of your helmet, because the top of your helmet is where the rain will drip off, and it can be a little bit distracting.
Well, it's really hard to keep your hands dry. It's hard to keep the barrel head dry.
Breaking ball called high, 2-2.
Bassett had about 3 steps to the Rockies dugout thinking this inning's over.
lined in front of Blackman. So Buster Posey with a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Morse.
I talked about it. The play that DJ LeMahieu made sort of reminded us of the play we had last night. We're going to make it our AT&T Uverse rewind. It was the bottom of the 8th, bases loaded. And the double play turned by Crawford and Hicks was huge. It minimized what could have been a huge inning. Chance to go on to win. That's our AT&T Uverse rewind.
Here's Morris. Morris is 0 for 1. He walked and scored in the 4th. And he fouls it straight back.
Well, that's when he's thinking, I just missed it. And he did. Wanted to get that thing at the belt on the hands, and got a little leaky out over the plate. Good pitch to hit. Rosario called timeout and went out and talked to Massett, saying, listen, if you're going to go in, do not leave it on the middle of the plate. We got away with one. Tighten it up. They've been trying to jam Michael Morse the entire series on that inside corner.
Put it out. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Get the other way.
Giants fan?
Said, no, I don't want it.
Really?
I've been told not to take it from strangers. So give it to Mom, and Mom will give it to him.
There you go.
It's a good move. Morris, another souvenir. High into the upper deck.
Way high in the upper deck. So that means it's a good ballpark, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
John Miller says it's not a good ballpark unless you can hit a foul ball in the upper deck.
He's changed his deal, though. It's not a good ballpark unless you can hit it in the broadcast booth. Look out.
So Mom took the ball, went over and said thanks. Yeah, that little boy will appreciate it later.
One and two to Morse with Sandoval on deck. And tight again, 2-2.
And that's right where he wanted to put it. And Morse, to his credit, spit on it.
Posey with his lead, not a big one. Got him. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 2-2 ball game.
is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
All right, time now for McDonald's True Stories. On this date in 2001, Barry Bonds hit his 9th home run in a span of 6 games to set a National League record. Bonds during the 6 games hit .550, 11 for 29 homers, 6 walks, 11 RBIs. And the Giants' record in those 6 games, 1-5. Go figure. That's our McDonald's True Stories.
1-5?
Yeah.
A 2-2 ball game. Barnes is going to lead things off. Barnes hitting .326.
You know, another thing that the umpires look at, Kai, if you're talking about signs of moisture in the field, is just what type of footing the pitcher has when he plants a stride step.
That's a fact.
And so far, it's all good for David Huff. He hasn't had any slippage. Get that piece behind the rubber. You can step back and clean the mud off your spikes.
Well, Mark Rasm is the grounds crew. He's been here for a long time. Prior to Mark coming here, he was at the Oakland Coliseum for 6 years. And he does a great job here. That is Mark right there. Ooh. 2-2.
Just missed by inches.
We see Juan Gutierrez getting loose.
And Rex Brothers, the lefty, getting loose in the Rockies bullpen.
Foul back. Barnes stays alive.
Right in your eyes and your arms. Just a game not meant to be played in the rain, that's all.
Morris will get to the bag before Barnes. 1 out. And where is it still crowded?
The rooftop. Not a problem. Little rain. Just don't dilute my beer. And we're good.
The rooftop. Here's Blackman. He's 0 for 2. Hit foul. One ball and 1 strike. Kadire on deck. A 2-2 ball game.
Boy, the wind has shifted in this ballpark.
Yeah, they're expecting something to come in really soon. More than what we got here. Is Crawford's going to throw a wet ball.
Well, the wind, when we went on our last break, was blowing the exact opposite way that this flag is going now. So it's howling Jack out to right field. It would not take much to flip one into the stands to the right side of this field.
So Kadire, who has an RBI in this game, he's 2 for 3, steps up. And did we see some lightning?
Yes, we did. Bill Miller.
He'd love to get this half inning in. And it's fouled to the backstop.
Yeah, I got to believe after this inning,
I would think so.
This is when umpires pray for outs.
Yeah, they do. In the dirt, the most beautiful pop-up ever caught in the rain was by Marco Scudero.
That was a good one. 2012 World Series. Oh, the NLCS against St. Louis. That was a good one.
That was a good one. 2-2 pitch. Kadire down the right field line. That's going to slice foul.
Well, you can see what Kadire's trying to do. He knows how this ballpark plays, and he's reading the flags. And there's no doubt that he's swinging for fences right here.
And he hits it up the middle, and he's got his third hit. And here comes Bill Miller, and that's it. He gave Huff and the Giants a chance to get that final out before he was going to bring in the grounds crew, and it is coming down hard now, folks.
Well, as hard as it's coming down now, it's going to take that much longer to get this place ready to play again, if indeed it does stop raining.
Yeah, because now the infield is really getting wet, although they're quick.
Oh yeah, Rockies ground crew, they get it done. They get it on as fast as you can get it on.
I mean, before it's even unraveled, they're pulling it off. They're pulling it onto the infield.
I mean, this really has been choreographed. They practice it, and they get lots of chances to show off just how they do. And with all the wind, I mean, when you get wind and rain, it really is not an easy thing to get this thing out. So I applaud the effort of the grounds crew here in Colorado.
So really good job, given the amount of time and how hard it's raining. And we are going to be in another rain delay. If you just joined us, we had an hour and 22-minute rain delay earlier and came back and got this game underway. Giants took the lead. The Rockies tied it up, and that's where we stand at 2-2. So we're going to keep you updated like we did before. Just check in on us every 10 or 15 minutes. But right now, we're going to let you know that coming up after this break, it'll be Sportsnet Central with Ahmed Fareed and Dave Feldman. So enjoy that, and hopefully we'll get the ball game started sometime soon.